beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. I'm Sherry Mosley and the author of Akashic Enlightenment, here to share something special with you. So we're just going to do a little talk here or check-in about following your soul's calling. I know we are in a powerful time of transformation now that we've moved from Pluto in Capricorn to Pluto in Aquarius. But to be honest, we have been doing this transformation for a while now. And now the heat is just getting turned up, so to speak. So as the teacher of Akashic Enlightenment, as it was given to me to share with all of you beautiful souls at this time, we're just going to go over a little bit of how to follow your soul's calling. Now, of course, many of you may be new to Akashic Enlightenment, and some of you may be very familiar. So just to review a little bit, Akashic Enlightenment is basically a frequency prayer. And the prayer, when you put your name into it and you say the prayer, it brings you into a higher dimensional frequency, somewhat like shamanic journeying does with drumming. And once you're in this space, then you connect to your higher divine self, your true self, and you can bring in higher knowledge, energy healing, alignment. You can clear out anything that isn't in alignment when you're in this space. It is opening up your Akashic records, the personal record of your soul, every thought, emotion, feeling that you've ever had, as well as the Book of Truth, which is a universal knowledge database. And this database allows you to have access to multitudes of multidimensional knowledge, helping you on your ascension path and to evolve your soul path of this ascension path. Because as you move along on your soul's path, you're also ascending. So your soul's path may change over time as you materialize it and act it out. So the best ways to stay in alignment and to follow your true soul's calling, first and foremost, is to allow yourself to follow that calling, meaning listening, right? So number one is we really want to learn to listen to that guidance, that prompt inside, that maybe a squirmy feeling sometimes, or maybe a sense to go somewhere for some reason you don't know. This is allowing your soul to come to the front of guiding your ship, guiding your path to what I call the golden path. And the golden path is the path that is already written for you. It is already there. It is fully abundant and providing for you. And your soul knows this path. But the ego resists. So the second part is to just acknowledge when your ego is resisting. Some people get frustrated or angry or upset about these things, but that only perpetuates the ego's resistance to following what the soul is asking it to do. So we really want to just acknowledge that the ego has its own little fears of the game that is being played out in this material dimensional space. And that's okay. This is what's going to allow you to accelerate your awareness overall by just being present with the ego's resistances. And we practice this when we go into Akashic Enlightenment and do the soul alignment practices of levels 1, 2, and 3. So if you want practice with that, getting out of the ego, paying attention to what the soul is telling you and guiding you, then levels 1, 2, and 3 of Akashic Enlightenment training are really, really good practice for this. Number 3, once you have, gone in and gotten some time to settle down, listen to the soul, you've maybe acknowledged these egoic triggers, then it's time to follow the guidance, right? And this can be scary. And this means taking an action. So it's great to bring in all of these things on higher dimensional realms into your consciousness, but they really need to be materialized through action. So oftentimes in the energy meditations that I do, I talk about the will center, which is the lower abdominal space. And this is, in Asian medicine, they call it the zhi, the will to do something. This is where you have the aligned energetic energy of the soul coming into the body-mind-spirit complex to allow it to take an action step towards this calling, this soul alignment that is sitting before you. And oftentimes it can seem like something that is non-linear that you're being asked to do, meaning go to the store and get this item, or go to this park for a while. And you will want some sort of guaranteed outcome, as the ego does. But what you're learning to do is to follow the guidance, take an action, and then let it unfold what's going to happen. And that is how you start to become more aligned, because you're making a space for something to arrive from an aligned place. You don't know the outcome. You just know that you felt like going somewhere, doing something, contacting a certain person. Now, yes, sometimes this can come from an egoic place, but this is why we're working with Akashic Enlightenment, to put you into a deeper frequency, brainwave state and consciousness to receive this guidance, so that you're getting more clarity of what is a higher frequency knowledge coming in versus something that could be from a past egoic pattern. So these 3 steps are pretty much the first primary ways of following your soul's calling. And it's a great place to start with following your soul's calling, as well as working in Akashic Enlightenment as a tool to help you follow your soul's calling. And you can start with doing the practices in the Akashic Enlightenment book. There are plenty of soul alignment practices there. Or you can do the one-on-one training with myself. I have also recorded webinars of these trainings. And these will just allow you again to practice opening up to a higher frequency, allowing the guidance to come in, recognizing the egoic triggers that can come in, the egoic reactions, and just observing them, but not reacting to them or acting on them, and then acting on the guidance. And then you go into the deeper part of allowing things to unfold. As you practice this more and more, there may be periods of accelerated growth, meaning as soon as you follow one step of guidance, another one comes in, then another one, and another one. And this can usually develop into what your highest purpose is, right? So your soul's calling is maybe something that needs to be done. And your highest purpose is what is connected to that. But the first step is following the call, hearing the guidance. And then pretty soon your life will be in a place of listen to the guidance, ask for the guidance, learning to follow it. But then it just becomes a smooth stream of alignment where you receive the guidance, you put it forward, and you live that way over and over again. And it just becomes a way of being. So then you're truly living from an aligned place, as it's not coming from an egoic place, it's coming from a soul-led place. So I hope this helps you, those of you stepping into this path, or those of you who are already familiar with my work, this little brief summary. And yeah, I look forward to connecting with you if you feel like your soul is calling to do this work together, right? There's lots of different options to step into doing the work. And I look forward to connecting with you should you feel called to work with me, or that you enjoy the Akashic Enlightenment books 1 and 2. All right. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll just say goodbye for now.